What was the real reason why Stormbreaker overpowered Thanos, wielding all 6 Infinity Stones, and how?
You should have gone for the head.
Before we jump into the video, the March giveaway is this 24-inch theatrical scale Captain America shield. To enter is simple. 1. Like the video. 2. Subscribe and hit the bell notification. 3. Leave a comment below if you believe Thanos will be ready for Stormbreaker in Endgame. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make it with Squarespace. Is Stormbreaker, the weapon Thor wields at the end of Infinity War, more powerful than the Infinity Gauntlet? Well, not really, according to the Russos. Their explanation is that Thanos didn't know what was coming his way when Thor came at him with Stormbreaker, and if he had, he would have been able to use the stones to better react.
Anybody have any continuity problem? Yeah, what do you got?
Oh, look at all the hands going up.
Whoa. Of 5 stones? Because it's the
Thanos,
it's the greatest weapon ever made.
And also, you know, Thanos didn't know what that weapon was. I don't think he knew what he was up against in that.
And Eitri made both. Gotta remember that. Yep.
We did want there to be a physical toll to having all those stones together, all that power coursing through you.
Yeah. Look at how powerful this axe is.
Yeah.
The man who made the gauntlet and the axe provided Thor with the weapon that could defeat the gauntlet.
It's the Thanos killing kind.
And it also seems he was holding back. But why? It's stated by the Russos once Thanos took off his armor at the start of the film, he was on a holy crusade. And he stopped being an absolutely bloodthirsty killer and instead more of a holy warrior.
It's interesting because as Thanos moves forward in the film from this moment, once he disposes of his armor, he almost becomes a holy warrior, where he doesn't spend a lot of energy intentionally trying to murder people unless they're in some way a threat to his agenda.
You're not the only one cursed with knowledge. My only curse is you.
Now, it stands to reason only a few characters, mainly Tony Stark, posed enough of a threat that he felt inclined to step up, but only after their fight was prolonged and he became a threat to his holy crusade of garnering all 6 stones.
You have my respect, Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive.
The rest of the Avengers he usually would take out with a single stone, but in Thor's case, he did use all 6, just not to a higher degree, as he probably thought he wouldn't have to. I mean, what could possibly stop all 6 stones in tandem at full power? Thanos, nearly at the end of his quest, just gathered all of the stones and was completely unawares of what was about to hit him. Thanos also knew the amount of collateral damage using the full might of the Infinity Stones in tandem may cause and probably blow out the gauntlet prematurely, and that would be the end of his crusade. So, Thanos didn't go full force and was caught off guard, but how did Stormbreaker withstand the combined might of the Infinity Stones? The key is in the metal.
This is the plan? We're gonna hit him with a brick?
It's a mold. A king's weapon. Meant to be the greatest in Asgard. In theory, it could even summon the Bifrost.
Did it have a name?
Stormbreaker.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
According to the official MCU wiki, Stormbreaker is able to focus and enhance Thor's powers. It is also able to channel dimensional energies and summon even the Bifrost, which enabled Thor to teleport himself to the Battle of Wakanda. The key to Stormbreaker beating Thanos was due to it being composed of Uru, which makes the weapon not only nearly indestructible, but also able to withstand energy blasts created by the Infinity Stones. Uru being a special godly metal forged in the furnaces of Nidavellir that absorbed energies. So its main property is to absorb the power of Infinity Stones. So it makes it the perfect housing unit in a gauntlet. But also, unfortunately for Thanos, it's also perfect in Stormbreaker, as that when he used the stones against it, it was absorbing their energy as well. Although Uru has been shown to have some limits, as shown when Thanos finally snaps, it breaks the gauntlet and damages Thanos as well.
What did you do? Petrie, the glove, what did you do? What did you do?
Now, it is also stated specifically about Eitri that Eitri magically enchanted Stormbreaker with several properties that allowed it to take advantage of the weaknesses that he had previously put into the Infinity
I
Gauntlet.
made what he wanted. A device capable of harnessing the power of the stones. And he killed everyone anyway.
The screenwriters for Infinity War, Stephen McFeely and Christopher Marcus, later confirmed this magical Achilles heel, stating,
How was Stormbreaker able to slice through a fully equipped Infinity Gauntlet? Is Stormbreaker more powerful than the full Infinity Gauntlet?
He slices through the power of the Infinity
Sure,
Gauntlet.
that's what I
He doesn't
mean.
actually
Yeah.
slice through the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
I imagine it might have something to do with the fact that the same guy made both of them.
Right.
So it's dwarfen magic.
Yeah, we
dwarfen?
figure Eitri can make what he likes for whom he likes, and
So with all that canon proof, you have to wonder why the directors chose to build Thor up just to have him lose last second, and what that means for Endgame. Which I have a very interesting admission from the Russos, which we're going to cover in the end of the video. But first, a quick thank you to this video sponsor. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Squarespace for sponsoring the video. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, it's never been easier thanks to Squarespace. If you're in the market for a new website that's easy to create with nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever, and up and running in no time, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/star to save 10% off your first purchase.
This scene also very heavily kicks off Thor's arc in the film, who arguably may have like the second most complete hero's journey in the movie.
I would argue that it correlates, right? And that if
Very
Thor
much.
actually had put the axe in Thanos' head, that the movie would have belonged to Thor. But he did not, so the movie goes to Thanos. Same in this film. We are setting Thor up in a way, as I said earlier, correlating hero's journey with Thanos. One of those two is going to win the movie. Typically, commercial movies do not end this way. So the expectation is that Thor will solve the problem.
So remember our fondness for misdirection as you ask us questions about Avengers 4 over the course of the next year.